Hello out there. In the work of making this video and the GDL for it, for the chain, there appeared the question of if it would be possible to make to use this functionality for something like this, just a 2D object for a line, for something which changes the color, which is used here in the German world for not with this color but white and black alternating, which is used for displaying insulations for water purpose. And if it would be possible to make something like this. So here the segments are divided just the same way I used to make the chain, but there are some problems, as you see here and here and here. I make it a little bit bigger. Here you can see it's not soft red. So, or here you can see it, because you would have to calculate each of the points here, and if you do something like this, here you can see what's the problem with it. But it functioned. This is the same thing from Esteban Ramos he made, where you can do additional points, and yes, you know it. So there are some other problems. If you make this thing bigger than one segment, you get something like this. So the concept is not really the best you can do for something like this. This is another concept. It's in the same GDL. You can you can just alter through the variations. Über Einzellängen der Segmente means it takes one segment and calculates for each segment most fitting dividing of each. So you always have the same length within one segment. Also, this is the same length than this. But you can also see, if I do something like this, the problem persists. So the next attempt is in reality this one. It calculates for every of the points. It calculates from this segment a copy to this and a copy to this, but with the same amount of dividings. And then it tries to connect them. But what you can do in this case, that's the same, this one. But what you can do in this case is parallel polygon divided coordinate with iterations calculated. You can do something like this to make a new point just a little before the end, manually, just a little before the end of this color change. And then you get a real good looking dividing. This was not just have to do it this way and that way and that way and that way. So the corners will always fit no matter how you go on with this. But it's not the dividing like this over the full distance. Over the full distance, it divides on the mother segment polygon always the same distance. This distance from here, this distance from here and here is the same like this, and it begins. And here the problem with the overlapping. So I let the code in, the elements. Let's go to the code. Here Esteban Ramos. Here the Abstand, what means this here. Then the parallel polygons, in this case 2 of them. Esteban Ramos did a dim for X and Y, and I did it for XP1 and YP1 for the first parallel, and XP2 and YP2 for the outer parallel points. So for this one, for this one, for this one, for this one, and this is for the middle parallel. And then here are the 3 possibilities over the whole polygon, calculated over the segments of the whole polygon, and also calculated over the segments, but made it with, I do it again, with calculating the points of the parallels using the same dividings from the original parallel, from the original polygon part. And that I made yesterday, just a hotline with the inner parallel points. So if you draw something, you can find the points without making real points. So here I did it with this goat loops, the 3. And here is the last one. I just made some dim px per y Teil g, and then do for all segments calculate the points. If you have the points, divide it for the mother polygon. Do the same for the first daughter parallels, and the same for the second daughter parallels. If you have all the points, then you can put it into parameters and go to the inner, this one for example, or this one, and for the outer, and just color change between the things. So this is one color place, one of these here. So I always use the same, no matter what functionality. These are these. Or if you go over the segments, here are them, and we the place Schraffur, which means this here. So I can use this for all of the functionalities. This, the Abstand, is this here. And this is Lagerrechnung. The first attempt to solve this. Okay, this is the complicated ones with the dividing over the whole distance. This here, which uses the functionality which was also in the chain object. It also gives it to the parameters and goes to the Schraffur and color change, inner and outer. This is the color change, Farbtausch color change, and this is the polyline from Esteban Ramos until here. And here are the calculating of the parallels of the original polygons. The original polygon, first parallel, second parallel. It just it's not mathematically copied, it just copies lines out and calculates the intersection point. The intersection points. And what you get is this here. And you can take it for the next copy of the polygons. Okay, that it should be. Have a nice day. Greetings from Salzburg in Austria.